Hey guys, I laughed at myself, so I get to share this laugh, right? So, for the last 22 minutes, I literally been talking to myself. I thought I was live, and I've been literally talking to myself. Talking to myself. So, I am here with you guys. It is funny because um, LinkedIn told me I kind of gave me a notice, and I just assumed that I'll deal with it later. But anyway, we're here today talking about stress life management, managing our stress. Did you know 72% of professional women reports feeling stress on a regular? 72%. That is a very high number. Feel stress on a regular. We're going to talk about there's four different types of stress types, okay? But the one we're going to talk about today is chronic stress. Hi guys, for my new members, people who don't know me or just now following me on my YouTube channel, on my LinkedIn and my Facebook and my Instagram, that's where I'm live at today. Welcome. My name is Dr.Jeniece Page. I am a holistic nutritionist, PhD, and a personal trainer and a life coach, NLP certified life coach. And I work with professional women and help them bring balance to their life, balance in nutrition, in physical fitness, and in spiritual. So I am here to celebrate and to educate you guys on stress. Okay, we're going to talk about stress. That brings some kind of balance into our life with stress. But before I get into the chronic stress, let me tell you a story, okay? Years ago, probably 18 years ago, I was faced with stress. I was faced with stress. I had a very demanding job. I was in an executive position. Um, I had I was a wife and a business owner. A business owner. This was 18 years ago. I worked in a very demanding field. It was at the time was in the airline industry. So I was always running to the doctor saying something was wrong with me. Something was wrong with me. I was always running to the doctor, and my doctor. Thank God for good doctors. I had a good doctor, and he was saying, "There's nothing wrong with you. You're stressed." And I was in denial. I kept saying, "No, I'm not. I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed." And he kept saying, "You're stressed." But every week I was going to the doctor, and at one point I even had myself go. I went to the hospital, and they kept saying, "Ma'am," they couldn't find nothing wrong with me. I was so stressed out, so stressed out. And when I never forget that my doctor said, "We're gonna do a stress test on you." I'm running on the treadmill and I'm running, and he just hit the stop button and he said, "Girl, you're gonna outlive all of us. You stressing, you need to do something about it." So when he said that, something just clicked. I said, "You know what? You're right." He said, "You need to do something about it." And I did, immediately took action, because what I didn't want was the chronic stress, which chronic stress is long term stress. What does that do to your body? Doesn't do anything beautiful to your body. Okay. So what we want to do is what we want to do is talk about. So there's four different types of stress. You got acute stress. You have um, chronic stress, like I said, which is long term stress, and it usually comes from an unhealthy job, caregiving, fatigue, um, poor relationship, unresolved trauma. So you get to see where you're at. And then we have emotional stress and we have physical stress. But today we're going to talk about chronic stress, which is ongoing long term stress. We're going to talk about that today. Did you know this is a physical health impact statistic? Okay. Did you know chronic stress is in professional women is linked to 50% increase of heart disease, 70% increase of hypertension. Hypertension is high blood pressure. That's by the CDC and Harvard Medical School. That's a statistic from them. What we don't want is to be in that statistic. What we don't want to is to be in that statistic. We don't want to be in that statistic. So this is why I'm bringing this to you guys, because I get more calls. The women that call me and a few good men. I have a few good men I work with. They are professionals like I am, and they are extremely stressed because they wear so many hats. They wear so many hats. They're professionals. They're going from boardroom to boardroom, from board meeting to board meeting, Zoom calls, Zoom calls, Zoom calls, and then they leave there. They go home. They go home to being a mom or a wife or both or a single parent. Just wearing so many hats, and then they go home. They may be going from to another job, like the client I just got off the call with. She was transitioning from her professional job as a project manager over males to her part-time job. And we was just talking about how putting her exit plan together so she can get her health back, because she's like, Jeniece, I've just went bananas with this health thing because she's so busy trying to live life, when I say, and run her business and work a part-time job and do all the things as a CEO and executive. So I deal with that, and we got to manage blood pressure. We got to manage blood sugar. We got to bring some zen into her life so she can get out of flight to flight mode, because that's what happens when you're in chronic stress. You're in flight to flight mode. So you're always on flight. You're going from 1 to 1,000. And sometimes you don't even know it. Sometimes you are not aware where your body is, but you mentally are saying, I'm not stressed like I was. I'm not stressed. You're in denial. And your body is just taking the beating, taking the beating. And then you want to know why you have high blood pressure, because that's what it does. It takes your blood pressure up. Then you want to know why my blood sugar is thrown off, because that's what it does. It throws your blood sugar off. I'm talking in real. I'm just talking to you like you my homegirl, okay, or my homeboy. You want to know why I can't sleep at night, why I'm having a problem sleeping at night. It caused you to have insomnia. It caused you to have sleeping problems, okay? Why I'm always fatigued, why my mood, what triggers me, because it caused a trigger and your mood goes from here, you're like this, okay? It caused a trigger, and you don't want to be that. You're wanting a balance. You want a balance, and it, like I said, it caused your immune system to be weak. You want to know why I'm always having a cough or cold or chest cold or runny nose or something, because it caused your immune system to be weak. We're talking about chronic stress, which is long-term stress. It caused that, okay? So some of the other signs is you're overeating, eating junk food, eating junk food. Like I said, trouble sleeping, and craving sugar, craving sugar. Yeah, I get that a lot from my clients. And caffeine, going bananas for the caffeine and the alcohol. Okay, and the alcohol. Those are some of the stress signs right there. Some of the stress signs. So we're going to get into this tomorrow. I'm going to do a deep dive tomorrow live on Zoom for whoever wants to sign up. If you want to be a part of that live on Zoom, because I'm going to give a technique that you can do in between board meetings, that you can do in between Zoom calls. In my office, I have a mat right in front of me. I'm looking at it, and in between calls, I lay on my mat and I do the technique. I'll do the technique in between Zoom calls. I'll lay on my mat for 5 minutes and do a technique, and then I'm good. I'm good. Because what we want is a life balance. We want a life balance. We don't want the stress. The stress is good for, I'm gonna tell you how you it's okay to be stressed if you have to present a presentation, because that's short, or if you're trying to meet a deadline. But we don't want the long-term chronic stress. That flight to flight is good for those spurts right there. The presentation and the what did I just say? The presentation and the deadline, that burst right there, that flight to flight is good for that. But we don't want it for the long term because it causes so many other issues, like I said before, blood pressure, blood sugar, heart disease, diabetes, because you're eating poorly. So you can cause that as well. So what we don't want to do is cause that, okay? So what I want to do is leave you with this. We're going to get into a practice tomorrow. So if you want to be a part of the live Zoom tomorrow and do a deep dive with me on the chronic stress, just put in the comment Zoom, and I'll make sure you get that link, because long story, I'm on my tablet, which thank God for the tablet. Let's shout out for the tablet. iPads, yes, because I got a new computer. And with the new computer, which is a MacBook, I'm still learning. I went from HP. Thanks for joining me. I went from HP to MacBook. So I'm still learning, and I didn't realize that I needed to have Chromes to get on my StreamYard. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So I'm on my iPad, so I'll make sure you get the Zoom link when you put the comment Zoom, so you can join us. I'm only taking a handful tomorrow, no more than 20 people tomorrow, so it can be small and intimate, and we can really get into some of the stuff that I have prepared for you guys tomorrow. So put Zoom in the comment, and then I will make sure you get the link, and then we can do a deep dive tomorrow on chronic stress. But the topic for this week is chronic stress. So on a scale 1 to 10, think about this. On a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think your stress level is? Is it a 10? Because we're going to do a stress quiz tomorrow. We're going to do a stress quiz tomorrow on Zoom, and that's going to give a true number. But on a scale of 1 to 10, put where you think your stress level is, and be honest with yourself. You can tell me 5 all day long, but that in your body is saying something totally different. So be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, then you're just sitting here telling a lie about everything else. So be honest. No shame at all. And if you want to bring that tomorrow, bring it tomorrow. It's a safe space. So there's no shame. We want to make sure that is a life balance, and that we're bringing some Zen to our life, okay? Because that's what it's about, Zen. So I work with a group of ladies, colleagues, and we do a stress exercise, right? And we did the quiz, and I had the lowest number, and they were like, okay, how do we get this number? And I was like sharing with them. So I'm going to do a presentation for them in a few weeks. And I was sharing that we get to bring this number down as colleagues, and we work in this industry. There's no way, well, for me, I feel like there's no need for us to be in flight to flight mode when we have the skills and the techniques to, we should have the skills and techniques, and not to say they don't, but we should be able to have some kind of balance. I feel like that. And like I said, just the way I live my life, it's just easy for me. So that's why I want to share it with you guys, to so you can get from one board meeting to the next board meeting and have a technique to just, so when you walk into that room, you walk in very powerful into your authentic self, but with no stress, just more confidence. Okay. So I want to share that with you guys. And I just want to come in here and share one of the types of stress is chronic stress, which is long-term stress. And I want you guys to know the different types so you can be aware where you are in the type. Like if today may be more of an emotional stress for you, um, um, but chronic is long term, so you're always in it. You're always in flight. So we don't want that. I want to get you out of that. I want to get you all out of that. Okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I want to come here and just spend a little time with you guys, and let's talk about stress. I'm going to send the link to the people whoever put Zoom in the comments. I'll send you that link. Make sure you get it for tomorrow. And I want to leave you with this verse. So y'all know I'm a believer with a relationship. Thanks for joining me. A believer with a relationship, and I believe in the word of God. I believe in God, and I believe in his power. So 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7. This is one of my favorite verse, one of my favorites. Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. So cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Cast your burdens, your anxiety, whatever you want to call it. Lay it before him. Lay it before his feet because he cares for you. He cares so much for you that he wants to take that for you. Praise your holy name, Lord. He wants to take that for you. So let that verse be your verse for this week, especially if you are in chronic stress, flight to flight. Let that be your verse, okay? Let that be your verse. And then join me tomorrow so you can learn the techniques and we can get you from that to some kind of zen in your life, okay? Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. Once again, my name is Dr. Jeniece Page. I am your holistic nutritionist, PhD, holistic nutrition, your personal trainer, and your life coach. Okay, your life coach, and I'm here to support you and to serve you and give you guys some amazing stressful tips, techniques that you can help you get out of the stress mode. And so I look forward to seeing what level you think your stress level is. And if you don't want to share that, join us tomorrow and take the quiz. And then also, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the Zoom. Alrighty, guys. See you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Have an amazing evening. Bye.